Speaking of Labor Day, you know what I miss? I miss the annual Jerry Lewis MDA Labor Day Telethon. Yeah, that shit right there. That's some classic shit right there. Jerry motherfucking Lewis. All day. All night long telethon that was. All night long. All night. All night. All night long. Oh yeah. So you know what we gonna do to pay tribute to that shit right there? This episode of The Real Rush right here is about to be 24 hours long, baby, up in this bitch. Bang your head to the opening riff. Everyone you meet is dancing in the street all night long. All night long. Alright, so we're really not making the joint 24 hours long. As a matter of fact, just from that intro and from the exhaustion that is setting on your boy from how offbeat, bare ass, and fucking just all out long this week was leading up to this Labor Day weekend, and even that, like, getting loud right there, it's a little achy breaky, heart. So I'm trying to take it a little fucking easy. And if you tear my heart, my achy breaky heart, then we're gonna hook you up with little Jesus. Ooh. What the fuck is happening, y'all? Hold on, just making a little note. Alright, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy J-Dub here, and welcome to episode 48 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. And yes, it has been a crazy ass week leading up to this awesome Labor Day weekend. We had a 3-weekend movie for you. 3-weekend movie for y'all? Take two. Yeah. We had a 3-movie weekend for y'all. And that's exactly what we're going to get down to here in a second here after we, as part of this episode's Real Rush Ticket. But I want to speak on last night. That's part of the reason that I'm still aching, even though we got through this whole long-ass week. And then the 3-movie weekend, which consisted of another double feature on a Thursday night, on a work night, on a Thursday night. Leading into Friday, where we saw the last movie, round out this shit. And then last night, Saturday, 2 pay-per-views I give you, you betcha. One from NXT, the other from AEW. NXT, UK, Takeover Carter, badass. Yeah, AEW, all out, even more badass. I'm surprised that it's like 6 o'clock as I film this shit right now on Sunday, September 1st, 2K19. And I'm surprised I still have, this much shit going for me right now. But, I do got the good spirits of Pepsi flowing through my veins. So, hey, Pepsi, give your boy some fucking money or some sponsorship. Something. I will proudly put your emblem right there. Can you imagine that shit? The Real Rush, sponsored by Pepsi, right below there. I'm not going to do it right now because, we ain't sponsored by it yet. But hey, wanna holler at your boy, I'll throw your logo up on the Rushtron. We can talk a deal. Okay? Okay. So, that being said, ladies and gents, let's go ahead and get on down this week's brass tacks for episode 48 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Like I said, I got 3 new movies. Tres Delincuentes Step Into the Madness. Little Chico with the people. 3 new películas for your asses on this week's Real Rush Ticket. Let's go ahead and get on down to that. And what we're going to kick things off with here as we get down to the brass tacks. Let's kick things off with what we saw foist this past Thursday. Where did we go to see this at this past Thursday? We came out to Regal Gainesville to see this on Thursday. We were going to do it over at Hoyt's on Thursday, because that was my 20th anniversary of my last day working up at that piece. Yes, it was. Respect. But schedule kind of conflicted, and we had to jumble some shit around, and there we are. Regal Gateway. Gainesville. So that was host to our Thursday night double feature. So what do we see first? We got a new psychological thriller on the horizon for you from Blumhouse, the producers of Get Out and Happy Death Day and a whole bunch of other awesome shit that has come out over the last couple years. This joint is called Don't Let Go. Now this stars, Don't Let Go stars. I'm trying to rhyme this right here. Don't Let Go stars. It's Don't Let Go with David Oyelowo. Don't Let Go, David Oyelowo. David Oyelowo, the man, played MLK, and Selma and all that shit. He stars as a detective in this joint. And he's pretty close with his niece, played by Storm Reed, from last year's A Wrinkle in Time. They're pretty close. Get a call. His niece is in distress. Come to find out, her and her whole fucking family have been murked. Pretty devastating for the man. Going through his grieving process after the fact. And then 2 weeks later, bam, he gets a call. And it's from his niece. Yes, the dead niece that we just spoke about 2 seconds ago. She's been dead 2 weeks, alright? She's calling him up like ain't nothing happened. Like, hey, Jack, what's up? Huh? You picking up the milk on the way home tonight, motherfucker, or what? Huh? Nah. She was acting like nothing happened. He's like, what the fuck is up with this? Well, it turns out he's speaking with his niece. She's 2 weeks in the past. He's 2 weeks in the future. Which means he sees this as opportunity. Because he thinks he's going mad. But he's not really going mad. This is actually happening, y'all. So he sees this as an opportunity to be able to tell it, hey, Warner, stay away from these places, do this, do that, and I'll fucking see you at Thanksgiving. Because you're going to live, and your whole family going to live until then, right? Yes, he might be able to prevent her and her whole family's murder. Pretty awesome, unique plot, right? Yeah, I was pretty intrigued by this just from the trailer. And the fact that it's a Blumhouse feature. And the fact that you got David Oyelowo up in it. You got Storm Reed. You got Michael T. Williamson, Bubba Gump. And a couple of other people up in the cast of characters. So, how exactly does this thriller involving a detective in a literal race versus all different levels of time, how does it quite fare? I thought it was pretty enjoyable. The little, about halfway through, I found that the plot got a little convoluted, just a little confusing, but it's nothing that isn't left to be figured out. It eventually worked the kink out in my brain. It was one of those moments where, like, I was on the way home after the movie and kept thinking about a certain part, and so that's how that led to be in the second to third act. So it's one of those kind of things. I'd say it's, an average thriller. It's not the greatest thriller of all time. It's most certainly not the worst, though. So it does keep Blumhouse's track record of, decent thrillers going on. Performances in it are pretty well done. Storm Reed, I would definitely say keep her on your radar because, hey, last year's Wrinkle in Time, it was largely hated, which is terrible. Shocking to me, actually, kind of, because I loved it. I had tears all in the theater for it, but that's a different movie for a different time. She put on an awesome performance in that movie, and she does this justice as well in Don't Let Go. Couple twists and turns in it. Nothing quite too M. Night Shyamalan-ish, but it does have twists and turns. So as long as you can stay focused on that, I think that you will enjoy Don't Let Go. Like I said, pretty decent thriller. I think for the average moviegoer, this could be a make or break one with the average moviegoer. So, that being said, okay, let's put this way. When it comes out on Blu-ray, will I be purchasing Don't Let Go? Would I purchase it? Yes. Would I pay full price for it? No. I would wait for it to go on sale. So, in that same sense, it is a pretty good thriller. Okay? It's decent enough. It's, It will keep you guessing. It does have some edge of your seat action in it. And you know, the fact that it does touch on some devastating, hitting close to home type family stuff. That, in a sense, not necessarily a trigger warning, but that's enough to, you know, keep you invested in it. Because if you put yourself in the man's shoes as he's trying to save, you know, a fellow family member's murder and shit like that, then yeah, it can keep you pretty invested in that sense. So for that, for the average moviegoer, I would say safe bet would say to say see this as a matinee. But if you're a diehard Blumhouse fan, by all means, don't let that stop you from going ahead and paying the full price for the ticket. I did not walk away from this movie disappointed, and I did pay full price for it. So if that says anything, maybe that will help you towards your judgment towards seeing this movie here. But yeah, don't let go. I'd say, on the average, good for a matinee. It shouldn't let you down too terribly hard. That way, if you do see it, matinee. And if you are a hardcore Blumhouse fan, I don't think that you'll be disappointed either. And if this is your first foray into Blumhouse shit, this is actually a good giddy up, a good jump off. So don't let go. Take it. See, that's what I'm trying to do here with The Real Rush. It's not so much just reviewing movies and say yeah or nay that you should see it, but also I'm almost a little bit of a Doctor Of Rushonomics, if you will, because I can prescribe this shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're this kind of moviegoer, this is for you. If you're this kind of moviegoer, this may not be for you. You might want to put it on this type of, like, here on your list, and then, you know, matinee, and then prime time, and then all that stuff. So, boom. There you go. This is my prescription for Don't Let Go. And now you know. And that's half the battle. G.I. motherfucking Joe. Alright. So next up, now that we got Don't Let Go out of our midst here on our Real Rush ticket, let's actually go along with our Friday Night Angelica feature for this weekend. Because this is one I think that a lot of people are actually, no, I do know that a lot of people are asking about this one. But let's go ahead and we're going to hit things up with the new dramedy, Brittany Runs a Marathon. Now this is actually inspired by a true story, and this stars Jillian Bell as a woman, 27 years old, overweight, not necessarily underachiever, but you know, she sees other people, you know, around her age, you know, being all successful in life, and you know, all looking good, and you know, getting posting all this, you know, glamorous shit on social media, and getting a lot of the blue thumbs and the pink hearts shoved up their asses and all that. And she not only wants that, but she attributes that to, you know, the fact that they're all, you know, physically attractive people. So she decides to take her responsibility for her health. She goes to see a doctor, you know, try to get some Adderall, you know, so that way she can focus, you know, a little bit more on her life better, because she thinks that's what she needs. He's like, nah, boo. You need to lose some weight. You need to make healthier lifestyle choices. So that's what she ends up doing. That's exactly what she ends up doing. And over the course of time, as these things start changing for her life starts changing for the better. Now, is it in part due to her newfound exterior? Or is it just because of the fact that she's more extroverted at this point? Because she's not just changing things on the outside, she's changing things on the inside as well. Or, here comes Pat Collins again, is it a little bit of both? We got a bunch of people, actually, a bunch of people? Not a whole bunch of people up in this movie. But Brittany Runs a Marathon. It's both, and I think the trailer says this, so not to rip off somebody else's review, but if I am, then you are 100% correct. I'm not sure who said it, if anybody did say it, but if you did say this, then you are 100% correct, and all credit is due, respect due to you. But this movie is heartwarming and heartbreaking. It's so emotional. It's emotionally funny, and one of the reviews that I do know is that it did say that it is a slam dunk, and that is exactly what this movie is. Because this movie deals with, it not only deals with, and it's completely with the times, you know, with equality and, you know, all people created equal, all body types and images created equal, so forth and what have you. This movie fits right into that, where it's not just about like body image or how do they refer to it in the Matrix, as like, you know, the way that you feel like you project yourself to people, or how you feel like other people perceive you. But it also deals with I touched on a second ago, like the whole like social media craziness, like how people seem to like live more for how some people seem to live more for like doing things for social media and for the fact that they're going to get so many blue thumbs and pink hearts and stars and smiley faces and shit shoved up their way for it, or versus how many people are actually doing that for themselves and just happen to be posting stuff like that online. So it deals with a lot of those, what I feel are hot topics that don't rightly get talked about, just because of the sheer fact that, and I'm not trying to call out anybody here, but just because of the sheer fact that social media is such a powerful tool that is utilized these days, that a lot of people may feel like, well, maybe I do kind of use it in that in that respect. Or some people might actually get, you know, defensive or offended by it. Well, oh, how dare you say that about, you know, my 15 million pictures of my feet in the fucking sand at the beach and blah, 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 blah. See, you got to be careful with that. But, I mean, but think about it. If you go to look on social media, half your feed's the same shit day in, day out. It's different, but it's not all that together different. But yet I digress from that. But this movie tackles on all those issues without, you know, outright coming out and say it. I think this movie does a really good job at portraying and in a way vocalizing a lot of the things that are on the minds of a lot of the masses, but a lot of people are simply too timid to say. There, I said it. I said that for you. A lot of people just won't come out and say their issues that they have against certain things on social media and stuff like that. But that's a different topic, completely different topic for a different time, because I will run 24 hours on this motherfucker. So all that wrapped into one is why Brittany Runs a Marathon is this week's Rush pick for movie of the week. We saw it middle of the day, Friday. Packed house at the Angelica at the 4:40 showing. They were having showings like every hour almost, and I guarantee you that if the 4:40 showing was like that on Friday, when most people, and it was Labor Day weekend, which is usually not known for its, you know, packed movie theater houses, if that's any type of sign, this is going to be a hot ticket this weekend. It's in limited release. I'm going to go ahead and say right here, and this is not just because that it's an Amazon original, not say that just because it's an Amazon production that this is what's going to happen, but I do foresee the same thing that happened with the Peanut Butter Falcon. This is going to get so many asses in the seats in the theater that it's going to warrant eventually, sometime within the next couple of weeks, a wider release. So for the time being, Brittany Runs a Marathon, currently in limited release right now, playing at the Angelica. If you're in the DC metropolitan area, next week it will be, or excuse me, this coming Friday, it will be starting also at the Cinema Arts in Fairfax in the DC metropolitan area. For all others, please refer to your IMDb or your Fandango to where it is playing in your area. But Brittany Runs a Marathon, magnificent movie, real Rush golf clap of the week. Go check it out now. Not right now because you're in the middle of this motherfucking episode, but yeah, go check that shit out as soon as this episode's over. And last but most certainly not least on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, we finally got to what I said we was going to get to last week. We were supposed to get to it last week, but I held it over this week. I'm talking Overcomer. Before I get down to the actual review of this, I will admit, as I stated in my Instagram post, that I held this over this week on purpose because the last 2 years in theatrical history, it's not been the hottest weekend, Labor Day weekend that is, for new releases. And each year, it looks very iffy. It's always to the last minute. Not whether or not a new release is going to drop that weekend, but whether or not it's going to be local enough to where I can still see it on a Thursday night, therefore maintaining the Thursday night streak. So, knowing that Overcomer was going to be playing, hopefully, thank God it was, for longer than a week, we got to hold it over to this week. So if you were looking for that review last week, I do apologize. But we got that for you right now. And the Real Rush Thursday streak remains. We're now at 137 Thursdays in a row, y'all, which is exactly how many motherfucking weeks the Real Rush has been gone. So let's go on down to Overcomer. Now, Overcomer, not Overcomer, you know, what people be doing to the hair. JW got to worry about that, thank God. Anywho, speaking of God, Overcomer. So this is a Christian-based movie, and this stars and is directed by Alex Kendrick, who stars as a small-town basketball coach, very successful basketball coach, you know, very motivated team behind him. He's all like, "Yeah, we didn't get this year, but we're gonna fuck him up next year." And you know that's damn well not what he said in the Christian-based movie. Well, next year comes, and because it is a small town, a lot of people's parents, a lot of the students' parents, they work at a plant that's in town. Well, over the summer, that joint closes down, and that causes a lot of families to have to relocate, which dwindles the team down to pretty much nothing. And that doesn't do it for just the basketball team. That affects all departments, not just in sports, but all departments of the school that Alex Kendrick's character is a teacher and coaches at. So the next year comes around, and he ends up coaching cross country, where only one runner shows up to try out. And the one runner has asthma. So they must work together. He must work with her. Because, hey, the girl's got potential. She's a good runner. How are they going to work together to overcome? And that is the title of the movie. But not only that, being that it is a Christian-based movie, how exactly does that apply into this as well? How does the inspiration of religion play into this movie? Now, I will fully admit, these type of movies up until just a couple years ago, I was not, going to run out the theater to go see. As a matter of fact, I'll outright admit that I wasn't really planning on, including these on the Real Rush itinerary when I started the Real Rush 2 years ago. But they start coming out more and more, and I started saying, why not? Let's go ahead and give them a shot, since they are coming out in wide-release theaters. And you know what? This is some really good movies. Now, you do got shit like Samson that came out last year, which is one of the worst movies I've ever seen ever in the history of anything ever. But then you got Overcomer. Now, on the spectrum from great to not so great, so not exactly great. Let me tell you why. Because it starts off, let's go this way. The first to second act and just about up to the third act, it did have its points, and it is speaking it's speaking spiritually for most part, for a good bit of it. But it is more about the plot itself and, applying to the athletics and the characters that are met along the way and how they might apply later on in the movie. The thing that got me about it, and it is very inspirational as well, and it is definitely a shirt soaker. The only qualm that I had about this movie is, at the third act, it's like when they were writing the script, it's like they almost said, oh shit, we forgot to throw as much worship and praise into this movie as we really wanted to. So instead of going back and retrofitting the rest of the movie to, stay streamlined that way, all of a sudden in the third act is like they just went and they pulled out, the big old KFC bucket of worship, okay? They just went in there and scooped out a big chunk of worship goo and just, hello! Slap that shit onto the script, and it almost makes you lose it in the third act because it was just out in left field, man. Now, thankfully, by the time it does get to the climax of the movie, all is right, and it did work itself out. But man, just the balance was a little bit off. But other than that, it was really inspirational. It was pretty close to being this week's Real Rush pick of the week until we saw Brittany runs a marathon on Friday. But yeah, Overcomer. If you are a if you're a fan of the Christian-based or just the faith-based movies, you're more than likely not going to be disappointed by this one as well. These movies are doing so great that after the success of the Kindred Brothers' last effort, War Room, they got a bigger budget for this movie that got them the chance to use the very same cameras to film Overcomer that were used to film the Marvel's Avengers back in 2011 or 2012. It came out in 2012. But yes, so that being said, Overcomer. And if you're not a faith-based, or if you're not a church, one of them church-going peoples, if you're not a church-goer, or if you're not a faith-based person, if you're just looking for something, I think that this is still going to be inspirational for you. Up until it's a little weighted in the third half, but outside of that, and this is the kicker right here, it does a decent job of not cramming the faith down your throat. Okay, it does a really good job of not just shoving it in your face for you to just be like, here, God, have some. It does a pretty good job of that. So Overcomer, it is now playing everywhere. It's been out for 2 weeks at this, about a week and a half at this point. So if you're interested in this kind of in these kind of movies, definitely check it out. I'm not sure exactly how much longer it will stay in theater, but definitely check it out if you are interested in Overcomer. Boom. And that, my friends, is a wrap for episode 48 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. As with every episode at this time, I would like to remind y'all that the next Bandit show, third Friday of the month, is coming up September 20th at 7:30 p.m. up at the Stagecoach Theater Company up Ashburn, Virginia. So come out and get your laugh on, because we promise to make sure we gonna have y'all doing that shit. I'm even working on a couple of new impressions. Y'all ain't gonna get those there, because y'all can only get those at the show. $12 for tickets online, $15 for tickets at the door. I would not recommend waiting until you get at the door, because if you get there and you ain't got no pre-reserved seating, we've had to turn people away before. So you go online, use the promo code John, get yourself a discount. And where can you go online to get your tickets? You can go to stagecoachtc.com/stagecoach-bandits. Once again, that is stagecoachtc.com/stagecoach-bandits. Come on, get your laugh on. And thank you. And please stay tuned for next week on episode 49 of The Real Rush, where we will have reviewed for you. We got... I still haven't watched the first one again yet since 2 years ago. We got It Chapter 2 coming out, and it's coming out at the Airbus. Holy shit! So we're going to be seeing that shit in IMAX, so I have that review for you. If I'm not whiter than fucking Powder, the movie. There you go. Official Secrets, we'll have that review for y'all as well. Got my girl, Kiera, up in it. And it's quite possible that I might be able to make it to a showing of Tel Aviv on Fire. Cinema Arts has that, so I'm going to try to make it to that and get that review for y'all as well. But in the meantime, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any shit like that, please feel free to type those on. Type those on into the YouTube page where you are viewing this week's episode right here. For those who have subscribed to the Real Rush on YouTube thus far, thank you for doing so. And if you haven't, what the hell are you waiting for? You want to be the first to know when your boy drops a new episode. And don't forget that The Real Rush does have replay value. All you got to do is go up to the YouTube search bar, type The Real Rush in quotation marks. Then after The Real Rush, you type in the name of the movie that you're looking for. As long as it came out since last September. Press enter. Boom. Instant movie review for you. And of course, as always, you can follow your boy on Instagram for my live movie check-ins as they occur. And that is at JDubChampion. Hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, I am your boy JDub, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching The Real Rush on YouTube once again. While you're at the movies, chill out. Don't be doing all the yipping and the yapping and checking at the phone and checking at the time. I guarantee all that shit will be waiting for you after the movie's all said and done. Enjoy, y'all. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub.